Hey, this is Chris McKaylee, and today's podcast video is discussing California's Voting Rights Act. The California Elections Code actually contains a section on rights of voters. It's chapter 1.5 of Division 14, and the act is called the California Voting Rights Act of 2001. Section 14026 of the Elections Code provides a number of definitions, including at-large method of election, district-based elections, political subdivision, protected class, and racially polarized voting. Elections Code Section 14027 provides a prohibition against at-large methods of elections from either imposing or applying in a manner that impairs the ability of a protected class to elect candidates of its choice or its ability to influence the outcome of an election. Section 14028 specifies that a violation of law is established if it's shown that racially polarized voting occurs in elections for members of the governing body of the political subdivision or in elections incorporating other electoral choices by the voters of that political subdivision. And the occurrence of racially polarized voting is determined from an examination of the results of elections in which at least one candidate is a member of a protected class, or in elections involving ballot measures or other electoral choices that affect the rights and privileges of members of a protected class. In addition, the fact that members of a protected class are not geographically compact or concentrated may not preclude a finding of racially polarized voting, but it may be a factor in determining an appropriate remedy. And proof of an intent on the part of the voters or elected officials to discriminate against a protected class is not required for a violation. Section 14029 of the Elections Code states that upon a finding of a violation, that the court is required to implement appropriate remedies, including imposing district-based elections or other things that are tailored to remedy the violation. 14030 also provides that in any legal action to enforce the law, that the court is required to allow the prevailing party other than the state or political subdivision with reasonable attorney's fees, as well as other litigation expenses. And then section 14031 specifies that this Voting Rights Act was enacted to implement the guarantees of Article 1, Section 7 of the California Constitution, as well as Section 2 of Article 2. And then finally, Section 14032 states that any voter who's a member of a protected class and who resides in a political subdivision where a violation is alleged to have happened may file a legal action in the Superior Court of the county in which the political subdivision is located in order to enforce provisions of the California Voting Rights Act.